Chances are, if you're watching this, you've been misled and lied to, and you're running out of time. Buy my course. Just kidding. You've been pumped with tons of useless information and told that you must learn, study, and remember all of this information, otherwise you are a failure and your parents will be ashamed of you. If you're enlightened enough, which hopefully you are because you're watching this YouTube channel, you might have noticed a pattern online. All of the men that you look up to who have what you want, the money, the women, the purpose, the ability to provide, the lifestyle of freedom, they didn't gain those things for knowing that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, did they? You go down this rabbit hole and then you actually realize the school system isn't designed to educate you and to make you a successful person. It's designed to make you agreeable, unambitious, and obedient. It's designed to make you a good worker. A worker for the type of guys who you might look up to, who have what you want. Now, when you come to realize this, you might find yourself feeling like quite depressed and nihilistic. It's quite a bitter pill to swallow. We've been told and we've been programmed to value our education and our GCSEs, our fucking A-levels, our bachelor degrees, whatever it may be, to value those so highly. They are a measure of your success, your ability to provide value to the modern world. But let me tell you this, if you're watching this video and you're conscious enough to even understand at all what you're at odds against, you have a massive one-up against most of the population. I'd say like 95% of the population. Because a lot of people, they live their entire lives without realizing this. And then they pass on their information to the next generation of kids who are then in turn indoctrinated into being good workers as well. And this might make me very unpopular with YouTube and, you know, the higher power infrastructures out there, because they don't want people like me to talk about real shit like this, because frankly, modern society only works because a lot of people are indoctrinated into these cycles of thinking and to be good workers. Not everyone can be the boss, you know, the entrepreneur. So I'm taking a bit of a risk by talking about things like this, and I have talked about this before on my channel and the video got shadow banned. But here I am again, putting my head on the chopping block for the sake of you, so that you are more prepared to actually make a positive impact in your life and to live the lifestyle of freedom which you desire. That's my job. So I hope you appreciate the risk I'm taking. Subscribe to the channel. I can't think of a greater sense of purpose than being the one in your family tree who decides to change the trajectory of your family's future, to turn it into a much more positive future rather than continuing to decay. So here are 5 lessons that school should have actually taught you rather than teaching you how the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Life lesson 1 is that schools and government are not on your team. They are not your friend. I'm not going to go into this too much because I don't want to be in too much trouble, but please do understand, government and schools are not on your team, bro, okay? I've already mentioned that, yes, they are indoctrinating you into workers, and if you extrapolate that a little bit, you might discover that if they're comfortable with indoctrinating you into being workers, they don't actually give a fuck about you, okay? And that goes for a lot of things in life. They do not give a fuck about you. They don't care if you get cancer, if you have fucking heart failure, they don't care, okay? They're not on your team. So don't fall into the ruse of like, oh yeah, my government's looking out for it. No, they're not. They don't give a fuck about you, bro, okay? Life lesson number 2 is that it's not actually that risky to take the risk. I remember when I decided to leave my past life and to start my online entrepreneurship venture, okay? And my mom used to just harrowingly screech at me constantly, Sam, this is really risky, man. It's super risky, Sam. There's no security in what you're doing. It could go wrong, it could fail, and all this shit, right? The thing is, what I realized after some time and after like listening to this for a while, where's the risk? Actually, where's the risk? If I build my online business and somehow, someday, it all comes tumbling down, my YouTube account gets banned because I said too many inflammatory things, which makes a certain echelon of person very unhappy. So they shut me down, I lose all of my income and all this stuff. What's the worst case scenario there? Like, the 9-to-5 work back home is still there waiting for me. Like, it's not actually a risk at all to try, okay? So don't get sucked into that. When you start to actually like, you know, do something out of the norm. Oh my God, Sam's doing something outside of the NPC life path. Holy shit, he's taking huge risks. It's not actually that risky. The alternative solution of just being like a normal person with a normal job is still there. It's not that risky. So you may as well try. Life lesson number 3 is that your network is your net worth, and you guys hear this a lot. The people you know, I cannot stress this enough, will completely shape your future. I had a conversation with a guy just earlier. He comes into the shop I'm eating my post-workout meal, and he's like, Sam, I've been thinking about you a lot. Here's exactly what I think you should do with your content strategy. And we spoke for fucking 40 minutes, and he gave me some excellent advice. For free, I didn't pay for it. He just felt like giving me value because probably at some point in the past, I've given him a bunch of free value because that's how I roll. I constantly give free value to everyone that I possibly can. And maybe at some point it gets paid forward and I get a bunch of value in return. And that's what happened today. I learned so much just by knowing this guy. And on the flip side, if you have a network of people who aren't doing what you want to do, they're on a negative trajectory in life, they are going to fucking drag you down, okay? So it's actually far better to be alone than hang out with a bunch of bums. And you should do anything you can to try and get into rooms with people who have what you want. And in my opinion, the best way to do that is choosing one skill, marketable skill, which will get you closer to the types of people you want to be around and master it. And that's exactly what I did with video editing. And this is exactly what I teach inside of my Academy of Excellence. It's the first link in the description. I teach over 500 guys how to do exactly that. And building off that, life lesson number 4 is that becoming successful comes from mastering one skill, not 12, as I just said. When we're watching sports, we're not watching one athlete who's decent at basketball, decent at golf, decent at boxing. We're watching the absolute pinnacle of each sport. Same goes for when you're learning a marketable skill. No one cares if you're a jack of all trades. No one cares if you do a bit of copywriting and a bit of video editing and a bit of sales. They want the absolute best of the best because that is the most competitive. And it is a hyper competitive market, especially as you continue to scale and you look to make more income. If you want to be successful, you have to choose one skill and absolutely master it. And finally, life lesson number 5 is that you have to go off the beaten path to be successful. Once again, when all of the NPCs see you doing something even mildly different to what they're doing, oh my God, Sam's not going to fucking college. Wow, what a loser. He's gonna end up stacking shelves in Sainsbury's. I remember that motherfuckers, the people I went to school with. Oh, Sam's fucking dropping out of college, guys. It's so over for him, am I right? Haha. Yeah, fuck those guys. If you want to succeed and you want better than average results, you cannot do what the average man does. You have to go off the beaten path. I hope this video helps, and I hope I didn't piss off the big boys too much. Sorry guys, I'm sorry for fucking freeing my viewers from the mental shackles that you fucking programmed into them from birth. If you want to learn how to make money online from the comfort of your home or travel the world with your laptop printing cash through video editing, click the first link in the description right now. I'll show you how with over 450 of my students. Take care, boys.